Hey everybody,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
Right, everybody else can unmute if you want. I'm expecting two more, so we'll just kind of hang out for a second while we wait for them, but they should be here
Okay.
as far as I
Okay.
know. We'll see if they join us before we start. So,
Okay.
how was your day, Dana?
Good.
It was good?
No snow, nice and warm, lots of sunshine.
Has it been that way across like everywhere? Because even here in Utah, it's actually been really nice.
It needs to be after all the winter storm we had.
Yeah. Gay, remind me where you are again.
I'm in Bartlett, Tennessee, a suburb of Memphis.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you get heavy winters there?
Not too bad. Today was like 60 degrees,
That's what it was like here
and
too.
it'll get like, 60, and then it'll get 30, and then it'll get 60 again. It's
Yeah.
kind of wish-washy kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's that time of year. I just curious if everybody else goes through that too, where you get all excited because it starts getting warm and you think, it's spring's coming, and then winter comes back.
Right, right.
I guess
Yeah.
it's not just us.
No, I think it's all of us.
I was just having a conversation with a friend today and I wondered, is it better to not get teased and not get a little bit of spring weather, or is it better to, I think it's better to get the little breath of it, give you like a second wind.
mhm.
Yeah, today was really nice. It was like 60 degrees, and so all I had to wear was a sweater. Last week, I work at a nursing home, and things don't stop at a nursing home. And so
Right.
they picked me up, and I spent the night, 3 nights, sleeping in a recliner, and fell out twice.
Oh no, you fell out twice? Is that what you
I
said?
did.
Oh. I mean, that's not funny. I'm not laughing. I'm just,
Oh,
I know.
oh,
I
darn
know. And
it.
then this week, and then today it's 60 degrees.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So, but I like it. It gives me a good purpose in life to, help the elderly and their families and stuff like that. And I do scheduling with visits.
oh, how
And
fun.
yeah. So
I think that's great.
today's my birthday.
Oh,
Yes, I was
happy
gonna tell you.
birthday.
I was going to tell you
Yes,
happy birthday when everybody got on. Did you get to do
yeah.
anything special today?
Not really. I worked.
Went to work.
I worked, but I turned 71.
Woohoo.
That's amazing. I love it. That's
We'll do a
fantastic.
party for you.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
Let's see if I
and
can do that.
I don't feel 71.
I kind of
So that's
think
a
that
good, huh?
I think that happens. I mean, to me, that's what it feels like too. Like whatever your age is, I'm almost 50 and I feel like I'm 20 still. So I think that's a good way to go.
I think so. I think so.
Well, happy birthday. I was going to
Well,
say happy
thank
birthday to
you.
you. And Carrie had a birthday this week too, but I don't see her on. So maybe she's not able to make it tonight. So we'll just go ahead and get started. And this is a lot, as everybody knows, I think everyone in here was in the Camp Connection VIP group. And so you guys know that this is a lot less formal. That lesson felt really kind of weird. Not weird. I enjoyed it very much, but it was different than our chats because I like talking with you guys. So this will be fun to have our chats again at night on
Yeah, and I got, I missed out on all that, so this is new to me.
Well, you'll get to chat with all these nice ladies and all the things they have to share about their homework and the things they're learning, and it's my favorite part. So I'm excited about that. All right, now this is what I wanted to do. Now, Dallin, I have to apologize. I did not get your video in time because I put them all, I grouped all the videos together, made a little video for all of us to watch of our selfie intros. So, Dallin, oh, I'm calling you the wrong, Daylin. I'm still years of habit.
Thank you.
Sorry, Daylin, I will add yours to it and I will post the new one on the Facebook group, but I don't have it today. But I'm going to, let's see. You guys stick with me on the whole technical stuff. I'm getting new at this, so let's see. Oh, it's working. Okay, perfect. All right. But now my thing's gone. Where'd it go? Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Okay, my name is Dana. I am from Texas. I live in Forney, Texas. My job is taking care of my dad, full-time caregiver, part-time Kumon tutor, not really tutor, instructor a little bit. My people is really my dad. My sisters don't live here, but one lives close and one lives in South Carolina. Makes me unique. I'm a lifelong learner, but I'm also a lifelong teacher. And I wanted to take this because of Camp Connection and how much I learned and how much I know I still need to learn.
Hi, my name is Amber Gluss, and I am from Colorado, Buena Vista, Colorado. It's a little small town up in the mountains. And my job is that I am the National Sales Marketing Manager for United Country Real Estate. What that means is I do marketing that helps generate leads for our franchise sales team across the US. In addition to that, I also own my own marketing agency called Promo Right Marketing. And with that, I help online female solopreneurs plan content, repurpose it, and promote it online to build their business and their brand. Who are my people? My people are my husband, mostly. His name is Jeremy. I have a sister, Roxanne, and a lot of really close friends. And then I spend a whole lot of time by myself because I work at home by myself. So I am one of my people. Let's see. Tell us something that makes you unique. I am a breast cancer survivor. What did you hear that made you want to take Unique Connection? What made me want to take Unique Connection was, Marla, hearing you talk about in the boot camp, finding your priorities and like relearning about yourself and what your priorities are, because I feel like I have lost that and I don't know anymore, like even what I want, and I need a way to find out what that is. I've spent a lot of time in my life caregiving for other people, and now it's time for me to figure out what's next in my life.
I'm 71 years old, and my goal is to be able to know the people and to think of myself more often than I do. I live with my daughter, who I'd like to learn how to have some boundaries with, and be the best friend myself. So I'm excited. So I don't have my notes in front of me, so this is the best I can do. Thank you. Love you. Okay, so homework assignment number 1. My name is Carrie, and I am from New Jersey. I am a VP of sales for a global manufacturer, so I'm quite busy 24/7. And people are my husband, my daughter, my best friend Nancy, and my best friend Robin. During quarantine, obviously, you don't get to spend a whole lot of time with your people, but that's okay. What makes me unique? I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not quite sure. And I wanted to do Unique Connection because I enjoyed the last one we did with Marlon. I really wanted to learn from you.
Okay, thank you for not laughing at my technical difficulties. Like I could not figure out how to download or to get those off the way that they were given to me, those 2 videos. So I just recorded my screen, but it worked, right? Yeah, I'm not super technical, and that's all right. We get things done that we need to. All right. So Daylan, I apologize again for not getting yours on there, but she did send that to me, and I'll put it up on the Facebook group so you guys can watch that if you want to, when you want to, because you'll want to. And hopefully I'll get Martha's too. That would be great. All right. We can start right with the homework review if that's what you guys would like to do, unless anyone had a question or a comment they wanted to start with first. Did anybody?
I think I'm confused about how to do the homework.
The homework is completely personal for the most part, where you do it on your own. I asked you to give me that video, but usually it's just stuff you do on your own. So we'll go over it tonight, and they'll give you a chance to, like, if you haven't done it yet, this will help you to understand it a little bit more, and then you can just try it. You can go for it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is kind of a review from, well, it's not kind of, it's actually absolutely a review from Camp Connection about the looking forward, where you think about a situation that's coming up and you walk through it and write down how you want to react to it before it happens, how you want to feel, what you might say to other people, how you want to help somebody else to feel. So I wanted you to do that sometime this week, some situation that was coming up this week that you're feeling a little nervous about. Like, I admitted that I was very nervous about that lesson on Monday, and so that's what I wrote about in my looking forward for on Monday morning is what I wanted to have happen, how I wanted to react to it, how I wanted you guys, if there was a way I could help you guys to feel. I wrote through the whole thing. The one different thing that I added to it from Camp Connection was talking about the circle of influence, and really thinking about that as you wrote about it, because when you think about your circle of influence, it helps you to realize the things you don't have control over. Like in my example I've given before too, that like when I went on that bicycle ride down the hill, and about the weather, like I don't have any control over the weather. I don't have any control over the steepness of the hill. All I have is control over me and how I react. So that was the difference, is recognizing that circle of influence in there and how you can put yourself in that center and influence the things that you can. So I was hoping that some of you would be willing to share a situation that you have looked forward to, and maybe share some of what you decided to do beforehand. And if it's happened, what did you find that happened?
Well, I have a situation where I work. I work at a nursing home, and I do the front desk, and I work from 12 to 4, and they gave me a promotion that now we're open nursing homes to visits, And the person that I'm working with is upset that I've been taken away from her. So she was in a really bad mood yesterday, and I had to decide what was I going to do today with her. So I decided that I would just be nice, and I would tell her that I was sorry that she was put in the position that she was put in. So the administrator talked to me because the person I'm working with told everybody I was taken away from her. And I schedule visits with families with their loved ones. And so what I decided to do now is I will schedule visits and then go work the front desk with her and go back every hour and check the answer machine. And it worked out well. She was happy and I was happy. And I prayed a lot about it. And so it worked. So she was okay today. So that was a good thing for me.
That's excellent. I have a follow-up question for you. So compared to how you were going into the situation before, the situation didn't change. How did you feel you changed when you took the time to think about it beforehand?
I decided that I would be nice about it and not get over anxious about her being mad.
Hmm.
Because I don't like for people to be upset, and I will bend over backwards to do what makes them happy instead of what makes me happy.
Did
And
doing this help you
so,
to think about making you happy too?
right. And that's new for me to make me happy. I want to make everybody else happy.
Well, I think we've all been guilty of that. And I don't personally think it's always a bad thing, but I do think that we deserve consideration as well. And I think that more often than not, we can make both people happy. And if not, then we realize what's out of our circle of influence, what's out of our control. And then to me, that's helped to make it feel better that if it's out of my control, then that's what they need to figure out. So thank
Right.
thank you for
That's
sharing that,
good.
Gabe. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Did anybody else have something they'd like to share?
I'll share mine. Mine hasn't happened yet. I thought it was
Okay.
going to, but it hasn't yet.
Awesome.
Mine is my dad is going to get, well, he's supposed to get the first vaccination. And I hear some stories, everything's great, and other stories that people get sick, and I'm worried to death about if he gets sick. But also, I was worried that we would have to go to a place where we'd have to stand in line for a long time, and neither one of us can really stand a long time, and he really can't. So then I found out, okay, I'm going to find a place that you can drive through. And then I saw, of course, on the news, somebody was like, well, I was there for 8 hours. I'm like, we cannot go 8 hours without snacks. He's diabetic. We need bathrooms, that kind of stuff. And so over the weekend, I was just like frantic because I just knew it was going to come up like Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, it's not this week because we hadn't gotten them in our county yet. But my plans are, when I know we're limiting fluids, we're taking snacks, we're going to the drive-through one. And maybe kind of look at it like an adventure. And the place that we're going also is being done by the EMTs in our county. So there will be medical people there. But it's just like I know he's gonna be fine. He's always taken every flu shot, every pneumonia shot, everything else. My aunt got sick off of the first one, but she's like me, she has an autoimmune issue. So that it kind of messed her up that way. And he doesn't. But all these things just kept building up my anxiety. And so now I have a plan. So when I know what day it is, I'll still probably be anxious about it. But I like, at least like you said, I have that plan. I can't control what day it's going to be. If he does get sick, I can't control that, but there will be people there, which was my big thing. And we'll be in the car so we can like turn on the heat, turn on the music, whatever we need to do. And I can even pack a lunch if I think, that's what we need. So I'll let you know when it happens, but at least I feel better than I did this weekend because it was just like swirling through my head going, well, what if this? What if that? What is that? And then when on Monday, you said that circle of influence is like, okay, what can I control? And you know what? If we have to go to the bathroom, I can drive out of the line and we can go another day. Or maybe they'll have places, it's actually going to be in a high school parking lot. So there might be a way for us to take care of that. But I was just, I feel much better about it, even though I'm not sure what day it's going to be now. It's probably going to be next week.
Yeah. Well, I think you brought up a really good point, and I think this is the honest truth. When it is in our brain and it swirls, it just continues to swirl. I believe that's called ruminating. When you take it out of your head and write it down, you can actually see it. It stops swirling and it makes more sense. That was the number one thing. And I learned that before I learned what the word ruminating or what journaling can do. I learned it from experience. It's like, I used to I would do the same thing, just think. It was just going crazy in there. And yes, just getting it out of your head, writing it down. It's almost like, I don't have to worry about this. I've got it figured out. You can just kind of see it there. So I think no matter what day it pops up, you've already worked through it and you can go back to that. And even if the exact things don't happen, I still think you're going to be able to find some kind of peace from, it's something that's going to help you because you've already written it down.
Yeah.
So,
and when I saw it written down, I thought, oh, well, that's not so big. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, okay, this is what I would do for that then. It was like, instead of being up here, like you said, writing it down, I was like, oh, okay. And it kind of calmed me down and I was able to think through it.
100% totally agree with that. So smart, Dana. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, and we'll be excited to hear how it works. My dad is 80, just turned 80, and he's had both shots and didn't get sick with either one. And my mom is 80 and she's had one and didn't get shot. She's getting her next one and didn't get sick with her first one. And Daylin says that it's usually the second one that make you feel sick. So I think everybody's different.
Yeah, my cousins and my uncles, they've all been fine. And what's funny is it's just my aunt. I know lots of people who haven't gotten sick, but it takes the one, and I'm like, oh no. But again, she also has, like I said, autoimmune issues.
Yeah.
And she also has trouble with other kinds of vaccines and stuff. So it was just like you said, I was swirling in my head and all I was thinking about was the bad one.
Yeah.
So.
And it's out of your circle.
Yeah.
If he gets sick, and most things, they don't last very long. What I've heard, it doesn't last very long. So if he gets sick, you'll take care of him and it'll be fine. So, so that's all right. Well, thank you, Dana. Did anyone else have one from the looking forward example they wanted to talk about?
I have one that also has not happened for Friday, actually. I have a call each week for work, and there's always some tension for me because it's frustrating. We don't get a lot done. It wastes a lot of time. So I use that one for my example, and I just wrote down, try to be helpful, be patient, and not frustrated. I can't control how long the call takes. I can't control what things, we go over, whether or not they're useful or wasteful. So just I wrote down, try to be positive, try to be helpful, and bring a good attitude regardless to the call. So I kind of wrote out like, I plan for it anyways. It's blocked out on my calendar. So it is what it is. If I have to be there an hour, I'm there an hour, and I've already got it blocked out. So it's not a big deal. So I kind of prepared ahead of time for the fact that I have to look at it a different way instead of looking at it like a waste of time.
I think that is so smart. I love that. You've got the hour blocked out, just whatever.
Yep.
I think that's great.
Make a cup of tea and enjoy.
Yeah. Do you think that it has taken down your anxiety level? Maybe you don't have anxiety, maybe that's not the right word, but just like any feelings of, frustration, maybe help take that down a notch, or what did you notice?
Yeah, I think it took down the frustration a little bit, but I also think it just helps me plan for it better, like to just not look at it as something that is frustrating, to just look at it as this is an opportunity maybe for me to have a better attitude, to be helpful, because I usually spend, admittedly, I usually spend the entire call with like my eyes rolling and my like, are we done yet attitude. So it's pretty bad. It really is. And it's on a Friday, and it's just like, oh, it always just kind of, I hate having that end my week. And so like, I kid you not, I literally wrote down like, make a cup of tea and just enjoy, just use the time. I think it helped a little bit with not necessarily anxiety. I guess I would say the stress and the frustration that I usually feel. It definitely feel like it prepared me a little bit better so that I'm not going to be so frustrated by it.
Well, I'm excited to hear if any eye rolling occurs.
Yes.
Well,
and we have our call right after, actually. So I'll tell you all about it.
I want to know if eye rolling was not a part of the meeting.
Sounds good.
That would be a hard part for me. I would still do that. I don't know. But yes, I think that's.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's not a video call.
Yeah, you turn your screen off for every time you need to roll. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Amber, for sharing that. I think we all,
Yeah.
I know I have plenty of frustrating moments that if I was to think through them beforehand, I would do so much better. In fact, it reminds me of, I have, since COVID, my husband's been home like 24/7 for a full year. Like this week, it's been a full year. And before that, he'd been home because he'd had shoulder surgery. Anyway, we were sharing an office, and I had to make myself a little note that said to think through what I was going to say before I say it out loud, because he gets more frustrated when I try to think through things out loud. So I like had to write myself a little note, and it's still there. It's been there almost a year. Think through what you're going to say before you say it. It's helped.
That's good advice.
Okay, we're going to move on to homework assignment number 2 about making a daily rituals chart, or whatever you want to call it. And I said to put the things on it that help you get going in the right direction, to set your compass. All right. Okay, my first question is this something you guys have done in the past where you have like something like a chart that you go through every day to do certain things, or was this new? And I want to hear what you put on your chart, mainly because I want to know if there's some things I'd like to add to mine. So who would like to go first on that one? I'm going to get mine out just so I have it. If I want to add something, you guys say, this is mine.
Well, I think with me is I started doing the yoga,
Oh,
and I have to be at work at 11, and I set my clock for 6:30 and did the yoga. I really liked it. I really did. It was very calming and got me calm for what I didn't know what I was going to deal with today. And that's probably the only thing I did for the homework was do the yoga.
But did you write that yoga, now that you know that you like it, have you put it on that chart? Did you print off that chart that I sent you? This is not a quiz.
Well,
You don't have to answer. I'm just sorry I didn't
Yeah.
put you on the spot. I would say,
I think I did. I think I'm confused about the insert is, I don't know where to put things. I
okay,
know I sound like I'm retarded.
you're not. You're not the only one that's asked some questions about that, because I sent you everything we're gonna do. Dana admits it, me. I sent you, in that whole bundle is everything we're gonna do over the whole 5 weeks. So some things we
Okay.
haven't talked about yet. Some things were things from Camp Connection in, let's see, I'll show you.
Planner.
I'll show you. So this page right here that has the gratitude, the self-love to service, the daily the spiritual practice, today's affirmations, and then the looking forward and looking backward. These were all things we did in Camp Connection. So that was part of
Okay.
it. So this is something that probably, I hope, wasn't as confusing. But if you go to the beginning, the front part of that insert, which I call the UCM, the Unique Connection Method Planner, you have a page that looks like this. And this is for next week.
Okay.
This is next week's lesson. So we haven't done that yet, but I just wanted you to, I said everything
Okay.
at the beginning.
Okay. That helps a whole lot.
And then you also got, I threw this one in that was kind of a free thing. I didn't tell you I was going to give it to you, but it's the moments to memories. We'll be talking about this in week 3.
Oh, okay.
So we haven't done that
So
one yet. It's actually something that's free on my website anyway, but I wanted to make you guys a book to send it to you so we could do it together. So we haven't done that one yet. So don't be confused on that. And then there's a whole journal in here that you're free to use, but this also is what we will talk about in week 4, the journal.
Okay.
But you can, it's just a line notebook, but you can use it
Okay.
now, but we'll talk about that in week 4. Now, what I'm talking about right now, I sent you an email the Friday before this, so not quite a week ago, and I gave you 3 downloads. Was it 3? Yeah.
2, 3.
And
I can't remember now. The one I just got ready for you to send on Friday has 3, so I can't remember what I sent. But I know it had a daily rituals chart that was a blank chart that you could have, it's 31 check mark boxes. That's what I'm talking about right now, is making a daily rituals chart. I call it a daily ritual. I actually call it my daily devotional in the morning. So that's what I write. Those are all my compass activities that I do to get me started on the right direction. So that's what I wanted to talk about right now.
Okay.
So you might write yoga on there, because that's something that, if that's something you want to do every day, so you'd write that on that. And I write mine in a specific order so that I get the things done first that I want to get done the most. And then if I run out of time, the things at the bottom aren't as important. I do hope to get to it all, but anyway, does somebody want to share what they put on their chart? Or you don't have to share everything, maybe 1 or 2 things you put on your chart, things that help you to get going. One of mine I put on there is, I call it forward and backward, but I think I'm going to call it the UCM, because I made that whole planner up now, where I do all of those things. I do the gratitude at night, but everything else I do in the morning. Look backwards. I do my spiritual practice. I do my self-love to service, where I think about, how am I feeling today? What do I need? And sometimes my exercise fills that, because I took the time to do my exercising. And sometimes when I run, it kicks my butt and I feel crappy the whole time I'm running. And other times it totally pumps me up and gets me excited and I start getting ideas when I run. And when that happens, I'll put that in my self-love to service section, because it means I showed myself this self-love and now I was able to like get new ideas of how I could help other people, or I had energy so I could have more, energy for my family, things like that. So those are the things that are on my daily checklist. And I want to hear what you guys put on yours.
Well, I don't have a chart for mine until now. I do, but I never did a chart for it. I just kind of went through a routine.
Yeah.
And so mostly reading for 10 to 15 minutes. I try to read some kind of a business book if I read in the morning, or take a class, kind of depends on what I'm doing. And then journaling, that's just kind of more of a free journaling, like what's on my mind, to try to get that spinning to stop in my mind. And then I make my to-do list. That also kind of helps me organize like my day. I talk my list, so I kind of know ahead of time. It helps me like not get sidetracked, not scroll on Facebook, not answer phone calls when I don't have time, don't do emails when I don't have time. I really time block my day so that I stay on track and I don't get distracted. And then I do a Bible study. Usually I either read a devotional or I'm doing some kind of a study. So it varies for me if I do it in the morning or the afternoon. I like doing it at the end of the day, but depending on my schedule, sometimes I have to do it in the morning. So I'll get up early, but and then exercise. I try to exercise before I start work for the day, because if I don't do that in the morning, it definitely won't get done.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I got distracted because Taylor sent me a message. But yeah, I love that you can, like, it doesn't have to be all in the morning. Like, it sounds like you have part in the morning, part in the afternoon, and maybe even some a little bit in the evening. I don't, I kind of have too many checklists. But I think whatever gets your compass going, like I think it actually is a really good idea. It's something that I want to try since I've heard you talking about that, is like, because it is so hard to get everything fit in the morning. And I think I like the idea of putting some of the things maybe in the afternoon to like get me redirected. Like I can get my compass
Mhm.
going, but it probably starts to go like this because I get tired, or I get
Yes.
something could probably get me frustrated and make me not want to keep doing stuff, So I think that's a great idea. I want to try that. I want to do my morning things that I know I love in the morning. And I think I want to do like an afternoon
Cake.
redirection or something, I just think that would, I really like that. So I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, Daylan, I'm going to just hurry and answer your question. I did not send you any other, you won the free planner. So you got all the same things, but I did not come up with the idea of sending the unique connection. You didn't get a moments to memories, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I think all I put in yours was I think I called it the connection planner in yours, but it's the exact same as what I called it, the UCM in the bundle I sent. Does that make sense? So it's the same thing. And I got the idea to put that other one in the bundle after I gave you when I sent you the one you won. But you can print it off my website when we do it.
Okay.
It's called the Moments to Memories. Did you ever get that one?
You sent one to me.
I did? Oh, yay. Okay.
Like, like a couple planners ago.
Oh, I forget all the stuff I said to you. Okay, I'm glad you have it. Okay, good. All right, back on track. Did anybody else want to share what they do or what they've started doing, maybe from the lesson on Monday with your checklist?
I'm kind of like Amber, where I do it and I never thought, well, okay, let's write it down. So this week I started writing it down and I'm like, oh, okay. For me, mornings are not my best time. So I have to do things where I just can just sit and be. And so, I get up and it's really funny because my mother used to make me make my bed. And then for years I didn't do it. And now I don't feel good until my bed's made. I don't know what that is. I've become my mother maybe. But, I do that. And then I'm like, okay. And then I can take care of the animals and I see, oh, what a cute dog. I take care of the animals, get my meal taken care of, and then I sit and journal. Like I think Marla, you said you journal for a while. I do my vitals, and I track a lot of things for my health, and I do all that in the morning. So then, by mid-morning, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I've had my meds, my coffee, all that kind of stuff. And I love that you can do the yoga in the morning because it relaxes me and what makes me want to go to sleep. So I do the yoga at night. I tried it in the morning and I was so calm. I was like, so I'm doing the yoga at night and it really, I guess, helps me sleep because I really like it. But yeah, all of my things that I do, make my bed, get my breakfast and, take care of the animals and take care of my dad's vitals and my vitals and stuff like that before lunch. And then I feel like my day started once I get lunch started because that's when I start doing house things and getting him taken care of. So, but writing it down did help because I was like, oh, I didn't realize I did that much. I thought I didn't do anything in the morning. But it's all really cognitive and writing and stuff like that.
Sure. I like that you just said that. I think there's something to be said about recognizing all you do. Like sometimes I think we think, man, I just wasted my whole morning. I didn't do anything. Or, but if you wrote down all those things you did and how important each of those things are, they weren't just wasting time. They were getting you going and ready. And that's another thing that's like what I said on the lesson on Monday is I get sick of people saying, you got to do this and this and this and this for you to be productive. Well, they don't know about our life. They don't know about our medical conditions. They don't know about the things we've been through. They don't know about our family situation. We know that better than anybody. And so I think it's important that you give yourself credit for what you do and the hard things that you've been through to get you to be able to do each of those things. I mean, those people that write those books, are they taking care of their dad every day? And so it's amazing. Give yourself the credit that you need for getting yourself going in the right direction for you and for your life situation. So I think that's really important. And yeah, give yourself a pat on the back for everything you fit into your morning when you're not feeling good. I mean, from the things that you've told us or the things that you shared with me, it's not easy to get going in the morning when you don't feel good and you have to take care of somebody else. So that is important. And if your day starts at noon, you can't that is at lunchtime and that's when you feel ready to hit the day hard. That's perfect for you. So good job, Dana. I'm super proud of you. And I think you do amazing things. I've told you many times, I could not take care of my dad. He's a great guy, but anyone that's a caregiver 24/7, I salute you. I think that's amazing. So,
thank you.
All right. Did anyone else want to share theirs? My iPad doesn't want to share. My husband's got me all set up with all these monitors. If you guys saw, you would be cracking up because I'm so not technical, but we got my iPad on here. So anyway, okay, let's move on to the next one. And we're going to talk about that yoga with Adrienne right now, because I love that for some of you, it was that it got you like Gay, you said it gets you going. And Dana said it calms you down. And I just have to say, I have only been giving you the ones that are for calming down. But
Oh, good.
I do it in the morning too, though, because like I told you, I felt like sometimes I run, but mostly now I do the yoga because I feel like my body needs to be treated a little kinder. I can't be beating it up every day. But to me, it's more of a mental thing. Like it just gets my brain more settled down and kind of, I think I could do it at night though, but it doesn't work into my family situation to do it at night before bed. So that's why I do it in the morning. But I'm excited for you guys to try it in some of her other ones because she's got some really great ones. But I think you'll like the next two that I've got for you. Did you guys get the one where she's wrapped in the blanket yet?
He
No.
wants to wrap in the blanket, but the dog's on it.
Okay, I purposely chose another reason I thought you guys would like it because I know that Daylin is an animal lover, so I thought she might like these yoga with Adrienne with her and her dog that she loves so much. All right, I would love to hear some of your more now I've forgotten what I was going to ask, some of your follow-up questions about it, because I'm like, oh, we'll talk about that in a minute, about that yoga. I'm going to share my favorite thing about it, and you tell me if I've done it so long I can't remember if she's on there, but have you heard her talk about the ocean breath? Has she done that on any of those videos?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll tell you about it. Did she? She has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I miss it? I may have missed it.
The ocean breath one where you listen to your breath, and if you do it through your nose and out your nose, it really does sound like the ocean.
Yeah, she did.
If you
Yeah.
think about it, like it's like the ocean waves coming in and going
Mhm.
out. Now, I have a daughter that struggles with anxiety, like she has panic attacks type of anxiety. And because I've been trying to get her to learn to meditate or to at least practice, it's always practicing. Nobody's ever perfect at meditating. But just this weekend, I was able to talk to her about that ocean breath and how calming that is. So that's something I'm excited for you guys to try. That's one of my favorite things. And when my heart starts racing, when I get nervous about things, listening to that ocean breath, fantastic. That's why I wanted you to start with that. If nothing else, I want you to take away the breathing and the slowing down your breathing when you get anxious about something or excited or nervous or, or things feel like, or even when your brain starts spinning, when you start ruminating, things like that, that breath work is really important. So I was excited to hear that you guys like it. Did anyone else want to share anything? Anybody else try it?
I like that she showed us how to give our arms and our hands and our feet a massage. I didn't ever really think about that. She's like, well, don't wait for anybody else to do it. You do it.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful.
Yeah, I loved that one too. That's why, like, for the last couple of months while I've been doing it, I'm like, oh, that's the one I want to put on there and then I have watched them all again, and then I forget which one you guys have done. But yeah, I love that one. There's a lot of them that she does I think I put this one on Fridays, but I'm not sure, where you lean back and your forehead is on the floor, and she talks about massaging your forehead while you're down there, and she talks about a neck cradle where you're holding your neck, but she doesn't just like have you hold it there. She's like, oh, and while you're there, give yourself a little neck massage. I just think she's delightful. I really like her.
I like that she just breaks into the song every once in a while. She just starts singing.
Yeah, she's kind of a ditz, but I think she's fantastic. It was one of my greatest finds is finding this yoga with Adrienne. So anybody else do yoga at all? Like, Amber, have you ever tried yoga? I don't think I ever asked you that.
I haven't. So I'm a certified Pilates instructor.
You
so
are?
I've always gravitated. Yeah. So I gravitate towards. I know I gravitate towards Pilates for that reason, just because I know it so well and I know the practice really well. And always found it really hard to do yoga because I first was exposed to yoga that was like, relax your mind, relax your body. And I'm like, honey, I'm sorry, but you're talking to the wrong person. Like, so when I went through training, that's why I chose Pilates, because Pilates is a lot more about like intentional movement. And it actually would take my mind off of the things I was thinking about, because I had to think so hard about what muscles I was engaging and how to do the exercises correctly. And so I actually preferred it for that reason. And truthfully, I never gave yoga a chance, because the very first time I got exposed to it, it was just this like, relax your mind. And I was just like, I don't know how to do that. I'm out of here. So I haven't done yoga much for that reason, and I should give it another chance. I didn't have time this week to do any of the videos yet, but I did save them. So when I get some time, I'll try to go back and give it a shot.
No, I love that perspective, because I tried Pilates, gosh, I think not since I've lived where I'm living now, and I've lived here for 13 years. So it's been at least that long, but I did used to like Pilates, and I think I had the same feeling about yoga, but I guess my old age has changed me a little bit.
Well,
no.
yoga is really good for stress. It's really, I mean, there's so many benefits, and I need to give it another chance and try it again. I just haven't, but I know it's got a lot of really good benefits.
Well, I'm not one to ever try to get somebody to change what's working for them. It's more introducing something, and you have the choice if you want to do it or not. So what I want to say this in the right way. It's like, you're not supposed to should all over yourself. So don't say I should do yoga. You don't have to do anything. You do, you do you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. Thanks for your honest opinion. I love that. Okay. So the last one, it was to make a promise to yourself and to keep it. Try to choose something that you do on that you can do on a regular basis, like how I drink my drinking water promise, instead of a one-time thing. That was the difference in that one, is to make a promise and keep it. So it's not something, a one-time thing. Did anybody just do my water one, or did you guys come up with some other promises that you made to yourself? Because I'd love to hear those too.
I chose.
Well,
Oh, go ahead. You want to go ahead?
No, you go, Dana.
Okay. I keep reading and learning, and everybody keeps saying, do positive self-talk, positive self-talk. Well, somewhere I heard friendly self-talk. And so that's my promise to me this week, is that I'm going to have friendly self-talk. So I talk to myself like I would talk to a friend, and not be so hard on myself. And, don't say the things I wouldn't allow someone to say to my friends. And so far, so good. We're doing good. It's Wednesday. We still got a couple of days, but I'm working on it.
I think that just recognizing it is, I was going to say half the battle, but I think it's like 3/4 of the battle. Recognizing it, that if you can catch yourself doing it, that's where I always found the problem. It's like the negative talk that I had with myself. It was just so normal that I didn't catch myself doing it. So good for you. I think that our bodies carry a lot of that negativity that we put on ourselves. And that brings in a lot of heaviness and a lot of stress on our body that wouldn't be there, that we can just take away just by the way we talk to ourselves. So good for you. I think that's a great one. Okay, Amber, I think it's your turn now.
Well, mine is to spend at least 30 minutes a day on my business. So I tend to put my business to the side because I get busy with, personal, like pay the bills kind of stuff, or my full-time job. And I always kind of put my business second after those things. And so mine was to spend 30 minutes each day doing at least one thing. Even if I don't get it done, if I can just spend 30 minutes making some kind of progress on my business for myself, then that's something I want to do. I know that even 30 minutes a day will make a big difference if I can do it, versus, putting it off to the side.
I think that's fantastic. Now I'm going to ask you and Dana both this. Did you build, I don't think I said this, but did you build yourself in a little reward for meeting that promise you made to yourself? Like
Mm-mm.
mine is, if I drink my thing of water,
No.
then I get to have my soda.
Yeah. Guess I could have a soda if I talk friendly to myself. I'll have a soda with myself.
Oh, good job. No, it can be anything. Like like my daughter wanted to do something similar where she wanted to, if she didn't eat the treats during the day, she was like, I didn't do it again. I'm like, have you built in a little reward? And she's like, no. And I just think that helps. But I also said it doesn't have to be especially in her case, let's not put a food reward in for not eating treats. Let's not add a reward at the end of a treat. That would be silly. So, maybe if you like reading a specific book, giving yourself permission to read this book, or like mine really shouldn't be soda, but it is because it makes me drink my water. But I would encourage you to work in some kind of reward, and not just the reward of doing it. Because there's a reward for talking to yourself nice, and there's a reward for working on your business, but maybe something a little bit more. And maybe it's, if I do it for, like I told my daughter, if you do it for a full week, then do, something. Or for her, I was like, what about a full month? And what would be something nice you'd like to do for yourself? She's like, oh, I'd buy myself a little ring. And I'm like, I think that's perfect. Just something to be working towards. So I would add that in, that little thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to call anybody else out, but did anybody else work on a promise they made for themselves, or at least set the goal of a promise?
I think my goal is to do the yoga, in the morning. And I don't know what the reward would be if I did it for a month. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
But I think the yoga is something that is good for me, and something that I wouldn't do if I hadn't listened to what y'all had to say. And it was very relaxing. And I need that before I go to my stressful job at the nursing home.
I'll bet. And I'll bet you pull out that breathing when you're in your stressful job at the nursing home too.
I do.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Well, that's excellent. Well, did anyone have any other questions about the first week's lesson? I hope I cleared up about the inserts that I sent to you that you ordered, so you know that you don't have to know how to use those yet. Sorry, I didn't say
Right.
sooner.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
good
good.
point.
That's
I need to add
Right.
my notes that I need to say that we don't know how to do these yet. It's the whole
Right.
program. All right then. Well, continue working on it. I will keep posting those different things in our group. Just some of the thoughts that I have. I've got some the yoga. There's a couple other things, and then I watch for that email on Friday that tells you what you'll need for the lesson on Monday. So watch for that email, and I guess I'll see you on Monday morning. Well, it's bright and early for me, 9 o'clock here. So I will see you then. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks, Marla.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
you bet.
Bye.
Thanks for being here. We'll see ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.